King Neptune from the SpongeBob movie game. This game is just awesome. Not only that, so is this boss. This boss, and a lot of the stuff with it, I find is rather underrated when it comes to games. First off, the boss itself is a Buckethead King Neptune, just like in the movie. In this boss fight, you dodge his attacks and try to turn the tables, so when he switches to a different viewpoint, you have him shoot the frozen Mr. Krabs, and have the flipped over tables come and shoot him. Afterwards, you shoot a sonic guitar at him, and you keep doing that until you've beaten him. Now, a lot of the stuff that makes this underrated is, well, for one, it's music. This has got to be one of the best final boss music tracks I've ever seen. I don't know what it is, but rock and final bosses just go together great. But the best part of the music comes right here. Anyone who is familiar with the movie would love this treat. In addition to that, the song itself is awesome, but also the gameplay is pretty simple, but the boss fight in and of itself is really, really hard. Once you get the pattern down, it becomes less hard, but that doesn't really save you, especially during the second phase, where it's really, really easy to get hit by his lasers. But other than that, this is an epic final boss for an epic game. Bowser from Super Mario World. Super Mario World is my favorite of the 2D Mario games, and what better way to end that than with my favorite Bowser fight. This one is an interesting one in how, instead of fighting him directly as in Super Mario 64, you pretty much try to avoid him as much as you can, while hoping that he'll throw down things that you can go and shoot back at him. It's a pretty interesting boss fight, and, well, it doesn't really need that much explanation. It's pretty much like the King K. Rool fight, except with a little more to it. The music itself, while not amazing, is still really good, and it's a really wonderful conclusion to the game. What else do you need? The Final Hazard from Sonic Adventure 2. This boss fight is a wonderful, wonderful conclusion to the game. Controlling as a 3D Doomsday Zone. In this boss fight, you play Super Sonic and Super Shadow as you try to avoid lasers, the little meteorites, and you try to dash into a red swelling area on the Bio-Lizard. One of the cool things is that if you take too much time, the stage starts turning redder and redder. And, even better, you get some pretty fun interactions, and to top it all off, you get quite possibly one of the best video game theme songs playing. There's not much to say about this boss fight, but it doesn't really speak for itself. It has wonderful presentation, really good gameplay, and while it can be frustrating, it's also really, really fun. It's a great ending to a great game.
You're out of reach. Did you really think you had a chance?
King K. Rool from Donkey Kong 64. This boss fight pretty much does everything a wonderful boss fight should. In it, you get to play as all 5 characters in a boxing match against King K. Rool. Now, one of the great things about this boss fight is it manages to utilize almost every single thing in the game, with a few exceptions that were used in the level prior to this. This is my ideal way of doing a final boss, utilizing just about every single technique that you can that you've learned in the game, and using that to beat the final boss. And it really helps with the multiple characters that each one of them gets to do their own unique thing. This boss, in and of itself, pretty much symbolizes everything a wonderful final boss should strive to do, and that is why it is my favorite. And that was my list of my top 10 favorite final bosses. Now, let me know in the comments below what your favorite final bosses are. Well, that'll be all. You have a wonderful day.